live mic. Neat. Welcome to Don't be like that. What's the funny over here? That's why you pay me the millions of dollars.
It's going to be weird to see somebody's shoulder, because the cameras aren't able to do that. We only have room for 2 people if you want it this side. Ask him what he can do, but these cameras they don't have that kind of wide angle.
I don't know, just you guys.
You want to put him in the middle? I can put a chair here and I'll move over, but then you're going to have half of him and half of me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, he's getting set up. Your mom, come join us. Yeah, okay. Yeah, come join us. Bring the chair with the arms over here on this side. Okay. You didn't lead Salah, so you have to work. Come on.
I have those who work for me.
You have to.
I have my beloved people who are working for me.
Yeah. But now you have to go to big work now. Okay. What we're going to do.
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن الحمد لله رب العالمين هو الذي جعل المسلمين الحمد لله. السلام عليكم. كيف حالكم؟ كويس إن شاء الله. That's my Shami accent. كويس إن شاء الله. Okay. I want to put Sheikh to work because when you get the big bucks, you got to take
little work.
No, it's a little work. So what I'm going to ask him and request him to please to recite some Quran for us to set the tone of what we're talking about tonight, the yatim. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has so many verses in Quran and many hadith as well about the yatim, the orphans. And how important is it for us as Muslims to take care of the yatim. So I'll let Allah guide Sheikh to give us what Allah wants. Inshallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين أحمده سبحانه حمدا يليق بجلال وجهه وعظيم سلطانه وأصلي وأسلم على المبعوث فينا رحمة للعالمين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا إلى يوم الدين. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I bear witness that there is no God worthy of our worship but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his sealed messenger. May the blessings and peace of Allah be upon him, upon his family, companions, and all his followers until the day of judgment. Brothers and sisters in Islam, we are here tonight, inshallah, sitting in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we are very honored tonight to receive our great guests tonight. So, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, we have our beloved Sheikh Yusuf Estes, and he is a very well-known scholar and preacher about Islam. He doesn't need anyone to talk about him, but mashallah, as we all know that our beloved Sheikh converted to Islam or reverted to Islam in 1991, mashallah, and since that time, mashallah, he is spent some time just traveling to Egypt, Morocco, Turkey, seeking knowledge about Islam and about Arabic, and mashallah, he is now presenting and talking about Islam for 30 years. So mashallah, we are learning from him a lot, And even I remember when I was a student in my college in Al-Azhar University, the Faculty of Language and Translation. If you hear the word this faculty, my Sheikh, Language and Translation.
I've been there.
Yeah, yeah. So it was a part of our study to listen to him when he was presenting in Huda TV. So we learned a lot from him. So Alhamdulillah, we are very blessed tonight to have him with us, inshallah. And also we have our beloved Sheikh Abu Hafsa. He is visiting from Canada, and we are very happy to have him tonight, inshallah Rabbil Alameen. So on behalf of my masjid, the ICCNY Islamic Culture Center of New York, Stamford, and on behalf of our community, we are welcoming you, Sheikh, and we are welcoming Sheikh Abu Hafsa, and we also welcoming Dr. Muhammad Hassan, Jazakumullahu khairan. Mercy without limits, they are doing great job, mashallah. Rahmatun bila hudud. Rahmatun bila hudud. Mashallah. So Jazakallah khairan for coming tonight, inshallah. So we will listen to our Sheikh, inshallah. He will give presentation, and we will listen to Sheikh Abu Hafs as well. Our brother Dr. Muhammad Hassan will give a presentation about his institution, inshallah. And also we will have some time for question and answers. Inshallah, before starting, we will start with the Quran, reciting some verses from the Quran. And we have our brother Shahid. He is, mashallah, Hafiz, and we are very proud of him, mashallah. So please come, brother, to start with some Quranic verses. Jazakallahu khair.
Assalamu alaikum. Let me give you this mic right here, okay? There you go.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر. كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم. صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Now, inshallah, we will listen to our beloved Sheikh Yusuf Istis. فليتفضل مشكورا إن شاء الله.
Okay, we got the mic over there. Yeah, just bring it back down. Okay, just pass it over here. It's okay, it's okay. How close?
I don't know.
Time.
I'm working. Just start. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. We wanted to focus tonight on a very important topic, and I'll begin by playing a little bit of mental examination with all of us and see how we really are in tune with what's going on in the world. And I'm not just talking about the shutdown of LaGuardia Airport, and it's now, by the way, it just supposedly is going to be open soon. The leader-in-chief has decided that after 5 weeks of no pay that these people can go back to work now. Maybe. So we'll see how that goes. But that's really not what I'm talking about. Even some of the tragedies that we've seen since October, and I think everybody knows what I'm talking about, until now. But I want to talk about something that's even bigger. As a Muslim, we're looking at one thing we're all looking at. I want to go to Jannah. This is it. This is what our goal is supposed to be. Jannah. If that's really your goal, you should be focused on that every day and looking at things that are happening that could maybe pull you away or help you get closer. True or false? So it's real simple. It's not a complicated thing. So what is happening today that has an effect on our outcome? Because we're not staying here. Nobody's staying here on this planet. Nobody. We're all leaving. Just like you're getting ready to go on a trip, you get on a bus, but you're never coming back. So I'm going to ask you some questions rhetorically that you can think about. What's the fastest growing religion in the world today? And everybody's going to say, Islam, Islam, right? Yeah, okay. And you're not wrong. What's the biggest group on the planet today? And if you said, Christians, you would be wrong. Because the number of the population of Muslims has surpassed. Catch me on the English, I need help. Work with language, you know. There we go. Anyway. So the number of Muslims in the world today, even when they try to pull the number back with statistics, you know, it's still greater than any other type of group on the planet, regardless. There's no other population of any country or continent that is larger than the number of Muslims in the world. Think about that. That's an amazing thing. But will this information actually get me to Jannah? No. But it is interesting, isn't it? Another thing, if I told you that all of the religions of the world are decreasing in number, you might say, well, wait a minute, I just heard that there's a lot of people going to Christianity in Africa. So it seems like they would be bigger. Even if the numbers they say are true, their numbers are still going down around the world. What's the proof? You need proof for everything, right? No, nobody should say something if they don't have dalil, right? Okay. So when was the last time we had to sell a mosque, a masjid, to a church? Ah, you got it. And when was the last time Muslims bought a church and converted it to a mosque. Yeah. In fact, we just did that in Yorba Linda, California, a few months back. In fact, listen to this one. We bought one land by a church, and before we could build on it, that church bought it from us for a parking lot. And we used the money to buy not only the land, but a whole entire church. We didn't even have to build anything. We're in it. We're operating out of that church right now. Well, it's not a church anymore. It's missing the salib. Somebody took it down.
Yes,
Alhamdulillah. So what I'm saying is that Christianity around the world is going down in population. Then when you couple that with something else, we talked to one gentleman last night from Poland, and he was telling us that he's a Catholic. And he said, I believe in God, but I just don't have time for this Catholic Church anymore. He said, I'm not saying I believe in that anymore. He's not by himself. There are a lot of people that say, well, I still believe in God, but I don't want to go to this church or that church, or I don't want to mess with it. I think he said it's something like 7 years since he'd been in a church. Do you remember him saying that? What is it? I'm old, I forget.
Somewhere there about 7 or 10 years. Something like
7 or 10 years. Maybe it was 10 years. Could you imagine somebody being a Muslim and said they didn't go to the masjid even for a month? We'd be like, whoa, what happened, man? You okay?
I met people.
Astaghfirullah, yahi, come on.
My brothers were like that, but okay.
This doesn't sound good, does it?
No.
But when you imagine, I know the members of my own family are actually considered pretty religious. They don't go every Sunday, and that's only once a week. What I'm getting at is this, that there is, beside the fact that there are people openly leaving Christianity, there are a lot more who don't even think about it anymore. What's that got to do with us? Well, there's one more group that I want to tell you about that is growing rapidly. It used to be a very small group, but every day they're getting more and more and more members to this group. They are growing faster, percentage-wise, than even Islam. Do you know who they are? Mulhideen. He's right. The Mulhideen, the atheists. They're growing by leaps and bounds. Now, what does that got to do with us? Why should I? Well, who cares as long as we're number one? Hold on a second. Oh, wait one more second. The Hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What it means in English, that in the end times, there's not going to be any more religion. It's just going to be Islam, which is a lot more than a religion. It's a way of life. Deen on Islam. And kufr. Some?
Yes.
And this is what we're seeing happen in front of our eyes right now. This is happening. It's one of the things that you can look at and say, uh-oh, it's getting close. Because when there's no more religion, just Islam and kufr, you know what's next, right? All the events that we heard about and wondered about, even saw stories about it, even, you know, some of the science fiction talking about Armageddon, but it's getting closer and closer. Now, I'm not standing on a street corner with a sign that says, "End tomorrow," no. But what I'm telling you is, these are signs for us to pay attention to. Now, consider this. We're going to come to our topic for tonight. Consider this. All of us need Jannah. I started with that, yeah? Is there anybody here who really doesn't care about Jannah? You don't care? Obviously not. everybody cares. Otherwise you wouldn't have come out tonight to do salat. There's another hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam telling us what means in English that the one who's taking care of the orphan is like this with me and Jannah. So this is our topic tonight. How can we get an insurance policy from Allah? Last night we talked about Tijara Billah. I want to talk about an insurance policy for this with Allah. And how we can do that. And I think to help us better understand and put us in this frame of mind, we need to reach up north, all the way up into Canada, and pull one of these guys out to bring us up to date. Inshallah. Switch over and give you the other mic. Okay.
I finally got the image from you.
You ready?
Almost.
How close?
Watching the video right now.
Which camera?
I'll open up the.
You want to wait till 6 and go up sharp right after the cloud?
What time is Asia?
Whatever. Isha is whatever time the Imam says it is. But we do have to do the Adhan. But
Ask the imam sitting next to me.
he said 2 a.m. That's Qiyamul Layl.
We pay a shot since
7:30?
yes.
Oh.
But the Azan is like 1 hour before.
So, yeah, okay. When it comes in, give me a heads up and we'll time it so we can take a short break and come back to it. You want me to continue the program? Okay. So, I'm asking Abu Hafsa if he would just give us about, it looks like 6.5 minutes worth of inspiration.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Well, I'm not good with insurance, so I don't know a whole lot about that, but this is Stanford, and this is where WWE lives, is that right? Everybody knows that right now. I wonder how y'all work for him. Alhamdulillah, I'm glad to be here, and this is a golden opportunity, because if someone told you 30 years ago to invest in a certain phone company named after a fruit tree, not the orange, but the other one. You know what I'm talking about? Banana, yeah, banana tree. Apples. Sharpen up, Stanford. Apple. And you knew what Apple would become. Would you invest with them? You would, right? No questions asked. Well, I know someone who knows the future. Everybody got real quiet. So do you, by the way. Who knows the future?
Allah.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
You already heard this lecture, so you don't get the answer. You
But I'm
got
old, I have to strain you to remember.
you got the best seat in the house, mashallah. Allah has told us something, and when Allah tells you something, is He telling you the truth?
Absolutely.
Always?
Absolutely.
Like not just halfway or just... So when Allah tells you something, you know that Allah knows the future, and you know that Allah doesn't break promises, and you know that Allah does not lie. So this is not equal to supporting Apple 30 years ago, but better and more superior. Would that be right or wrong?
Absolutely.
Okay, we've established that, alhamdulillah. At least one of us has. Stanford, this is not like you're not doing push-ups, inshallah. You're just going to answer me yes or no, right?
Yes.
He came with me, so he knows all the answers already. So just like, I'm not going to ask you to do sit-ups or push-ups or any crouches or squats or anything else. Just answer every now and again. Inshallah ta'ala. Don't nod your head at me because I can't see you. So, we're going to do words. Use your words, inshallah.
No.
Right? Is that good?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So,
I like this kid.
he answers me every time. I'm going to take him on the road with me when he gets bigger, inshallah. Allah has told us after we say, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا هل أدلكم على تجارة تنجيكم من عذاب أليم. O you who believe, اللهم اجعلنا من الذين آمنوا. Shouldn't I show you? Allah is going to show you something? That doesn't benefit Allah, does it? Thank you. If you invest in Apple, that benefits you maybe, but Apple for sure. If you invest with Allah, that benefits you for sure. Only. Allah doesn't need benefit. So He's showing you something out of sincere love for you. It's a sign of sincerity when you help someone who can't do anything for you. If that's the case, then no one is more sincere than Allah Ta'ala. Because He's letting you help Him, even though He doesn't need your help. So He says, هَلْ أَدُلُّكُمْ عَلَى تِجَارَةٍ. Shouldn't I show you a trade? تُنْجِيكُم مِّنْ عَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. That will prevent me from punishing you. Is that good or bad? Good. It's excellent. It's better than good, in fact. You're responsible for 3 things. 2 of them you're already doing. You heard that, right? 3 things. 2 you're doing. تُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. You believe in Allah and His Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Absolutely, right? MashaAllah. So that's 2 out of 3. You're almost there. وَتُجَاهِدُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ بِأَمْوَالِكُمْ وَأَنفُسِكُمْ. And to struggle with your wealth and yourselves. For who? For Allah. For the sake of Allah Ta'ala. Who gave you your wealth? Who gave you yourselves? So Allah is giving you the capital to invest in business with Him, even though He doesn't need your investment. Is that good or bad? You can't lose, right? You can't lose. It's impossible to lose. Unless your niyyah is messed up, and may Allah purify all of our intentions. You can't lose. He says, ذَلِكُمْ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. That's better for you if only you knew. This isn't Apple. This isn't any other scam song or any other company. None of that. It's none of that. Because they can't guarantee you anything, can they? No matter what they say, no matter what they do, they cannot guarantee you anything. Allah, وَلِلَّهِ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Everything belongs to Allah Jalla wa'ala. So when He promises you something, it's a done deal. What did He say? تُنْجِيكُم مِّنْ عَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. Number 1, He won't punish you. يَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ. He will forgive you of your sins. Do you need that?
Yes, sure.
Okay, 1 person said yes. That's getting really annoying. Do you need that?
Yes.
Okay, because it's like, if you don't, we can leave and I'll go somewhere else where someone needs it, inshallah. يَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ
They're nodding their
ذُنُوبَكُم.
head.
Yeah, it's like yelling at deaf people. It's like, I can't see, so don't, see this stick here? Let me put this up. Maybe they don't know that I can't see. Maybe that's the case. Maybe they can't see that I can't see. يَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ وَيُدْخِلْكُمْ فِي الْجَنَّةِ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارِ. So Allah تُنْجِيكُمْ مِنْ عَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. Won't punish you. Right? Good. He'll forgive you. Good or bad?
Very good.
وَيُدْخِلْكُمْ فِي الْجَنَّةِ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارِ. And He'll give you Jannah. Gardens, palaces, gardens underneath which rivers flow. You know how long you'll be there? Forever. Like forever meaning like 1 billion years means nothing. Forever. How long will you be here? You don't even know. You might be here like tomorrow, and that might be it. You may live 100 years, or you may live 100 minutes. Allah knows best, but you will leave. That's a promise. You will leave. And if you don't believe me, there are cemeteries full of people who thought they would stay. Guess what? They were wrong. But when it's Jannah, خالدين فيها أبدا رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه. Forever. ذلك الفوز العظيم. That is actual success. Now there are different emoticons of success in this life, and may Allah make you all successful في الدنيا وفي الآخرة. But that success is actual success. But there's more. وأخرى تحبونها. And something else that you would like. We're already at like 5 things, if not more. تنجيكم number 1. يغفر لكم number 2. ويدخلكم في الجنة number 3. وأخرى تحبونها. ومساكين طيبة في جنة عدن actually. And He'll give you dwelling places in those gardens. But there's even more than that. Because Allah knows you have to live here. He knows you have to survive here, sustain yourself here. نصر من الله وفتح قريب. Help from who? Nasr. Nasr from Allah? Like who else is going to help you? Who else is needed to help you if Allah helps you? Like we're going to go to UN. Can you please help us? We'll have 25 meetings in 25 years. By the time you get help, we'll help you now that you're dead. Nasr min Allah. Help from Allah. وَفَتْحٌ قَرِيبٌ, and a clear-cut victory. وَبَشِّرْ, for who? Who should we tell? The believers. Y'all believers? Inshallah. Allahumma ja'alna minhum. That's what we're here to do today. The price of paradise is 3 things. تؤمنون بالله ورسوله وتجاهدون في سبيل الله بأموالكم وأنفسكم. There are some really small defenseless people that are waiting for you to struggle for the sake of Allah on their behalf. And this is why we are here. We are real estate agents for Jannah, inshallah. That's what we are. Get a commission. I hope. Because it would be, it'd be great to get the reward, inshallah, for all the good that we encourage. And that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No licenses, no mortgages or death contracts, no real estate agent. Is there any real estate agents here? You're going to have like a bounty on my head when I leave. So, this is what we're here to
The
do.
only real estate guaranteed is 6 feet under.
That's the only one, and you got to leave that too. Judgment Day comes, you're getting out of that one as well. Even that's not you're not gonna even be in your qubr forever. Drake is wrong. You only live twice, actually. It's not YOLO, it's YOLT. Because you're gonna come back, Qiyamah. So there's some really small people that need your help. And this is why we're here. We're here on their behalf to get you to help them. And that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala afiyah for the sake of Allah. I'm going to pass it back to Sheikh Yusuf Estes, inshallah, who's going to break his topic down for you. And after that, our brother Muhammad Hassan is going to come and talk to you about those small little people. But I wanted you to remember these ayats that I told you. هَلْ أَدُلَّكُمْ عَلَىٰ تِجَارَةٍ تُنْجِيكُمْ مِنْ عَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. Shouldn't I show you, Allah is saying, should I not show you a trade, a business deal that will prevent me from punishing you? تؤمنون بالله ورسوله وتجاهدون في سبيل الله بأموالكم وأنفسكم ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون يغفر لكم ذنوبكم ويدخلكم في الجنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ومساكين طيبة في جنة عدن ذلك الفوز العظيم وأخرى تحبونها نصر من الله وفتح قريب وبشر المؤمنين. جزاكم الله خيرا. يقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
Which camera?
You can open up on this one.
Okay.
This one. You know what?
I haven't seen one of those in a while. I got it. I know. Yeah. Let me see. I gotta go get ready.
Seconds.
All right, ready when you're ready.
10 seconds.
I have to introduce you again for our audience at home.
Go back this way. That's how you work. 1.
And Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Hu Aladi Jal Muslimin. We're coming to you live right now from the New York chapter in Connecticut. I like that. Anything that's different, I like it. All of my viewers, they know that if something is weird or different, I love it.
That's why he brought me all the way from Canada.
Which is why I next am going to introduce
That was weird and different.
Sheikh Abu Hafsa, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Canada, say a few
Toronto
words.
camera. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The mic is toward
But this one doesn't work. I'm wearing one.
you.
None of them work. Mashallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We just spoke earlier. We're just doing, yeah.
You all right?
Stanford, Connecticut, New York chapter of the, what's it again? What's it called? ICCNY, ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. MashaAllah. It's good to be here in the, what is the ICC for?
Islamic Culture Center of New York.
Islamic Cultural Center of New York, which is in Stanford, Connecticut.
But this is the name of it in Stanford.
It does not, you're absolutely, what's your name, brother? What's your name? Huh?
Wa'il.
Wa'il, Allah yarda alayk ya Wa'il. You said what I wanted to say. Thank you very much, brother, but we're so happy to be here, though, mashallah. And when New York expands into Connecticut, I guess you guys are ready for that, right?
Or the other way.
Or the other way, right? You're ready either way. It's good, mashallah. So we're here on behalf of Guidance TV and on behalf of Mercy Without Limits. Mercy without, should mercy have limits?
No.
Allah's mercy doesn't have any limits, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah.
Right now, anyway. And Allah takes care of everybody, but He allows us to help take care of some people. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But Yusuf Estes, you introduced me and I kind of took over the whole show. My name is Abu Hafsa Abdul Malik Clare and I came all the way from Toronto, Canada. Home of the Raptors. Where's that? Well, they're Knicks fans here. I'm sorry, guys. I won't talk about that because someone's at the bottom of the league. We won't mention that at all. Will we? No, because now you're from Connecticut all of a sudden. We're not from New York anymore. The Knicks are at the bottom of the league, y'all from Connecticut now. MashaAllah. It's okay, you still have the Jets. Next year. Next year. Anyway, before they throw me out, Sheikh Yusuf Estes is here. We'll pass the microphone back to him. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
He told me to say all that stuff.
Yeah, right. Now, coming now to you from California, home of the Lakers.
Oh. Okay, you hate him more than me. I'm safe now.
Uh-huh.
Home of the Clippers, too. And the Warriors, and the Kings, and the Dodgers.
I want to go back to Texas.
Home of George W. Bush.
No, I was thinking more like the Dallas Cowboys.
They're out too, though. They're gone now.
Yeah, I watched it. I saw it.
Like the Patriots left.
What we want to do tonight, though, I think, Hafsa, is to focus a little bit on the team that we have right here.
Yes.
And on the way over here tonight, it was Abu Hafsa who named you guys. You didn't know you had a name, did you?
Did I?
Yeah, but he named all of us. You and me and Sheikh Mohammed and all of us. He said, yeah, you remember?
Yeah.
The Dream Team.
That's an old name, but
Yeah.
we're going to go with it.
We're the team, right? Team Islam. The Dream Team. I love that. How many like that? Let me see the hands. Everybody likes that. Keep those hands up, okay? Just pass out your folders now and we're done. Save some time. Actually, we're here hoping to raise awareness, especially everywhere we go. And for those of you who are sitting at home and watching right now, you're missing out on a lot of fun that we're having while we're touring around the country. We've visited already. We were in Nebraska, we were in Florida, we were in New York, we're in Connecticut now. But you know what? I gotta ask you a question about this state. I tried to spell it and it looks like somebody misspelled connect it up. Connect it up. Connecticut? Maybe it's connected tick. Yeah, you don't want to get connected to a tick because, man, them little suckers will hook you up. Never mind. Anyhow, we really have a message that we want to share with everybody, and Sheikh has been talking about that, and we've heard some verses of the Quran dealing with the subject of Tijara Billah. And Tijara in the Arabiya, this means to do some kind of trading or business. And when we say Tijara Billah, we're talking about doing some kind of business or trading with Almighty God. And how important is that? Well, because it's mentioned in the Quran in a way that you understand, it's not just about making a couple of bucks. It's about gaining access to the real estate. Meaning the place where you're going to live forever. The place that has palaces made out of things that you can't even begin to imagine. The beauty of the palaces. And the amazing thing for us as men, there's no toolbox in Jannah. You never have to fix anything. And ladies, there's no vacuum cleaner because you never have to clean anything. Yeah, no dishwasher.
That's great.
It's going to be amazing, right? Yeah. And you can travel wherever you want to go and do what you want to do.
No passport.
No passport.
No random lease.
Wait a minute, though. Wait a minute. You have to be able to get in. That's the deal.
Once you're in, though.
But once you're in, you never have to leave. You can go anywhere you want, but you won't want to leave.
No quad S status, nothing. None of that.
It's going to be amazing. I want to see, and when I'm saying this, I'm very serious. I want to see all of you there in Jannah. But some of you are hiding along the wall over there. So if you wanted to like come down over here, it would be better. Because when I'm making dua, I like to look at the people I'm making dua for. So guys, come on off the wall. I promise it won't fall over. It's not going to fall over. Come on over here and sit right over here. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I love you guys.
What is it with this
Come be with us.
What is it with this country involved?
Down, boy. Down, boy. Down. Good boy. Take it easy. Don't talk about walls. And don't talk about trunks. Trumpets or musical instruments. We're not.
Broadcast journalist.
Yeah. You're a broadcast journalist?
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Titus TV.
Don't go to the embassy to get any paperwork
Just for
done.
today. Today I am.
Okay.
I'm asking questions that people want to know answers to. What is it with
I think, you know what, when you were speaking a few minutes ago, we were talking, and you were actually giving some good examples. None of us know when we're going to die. But yet, it's the inevitable. There's nothing else that you could say that's absolute in this life except death. You don't know for sure you're going to have a job tomorrow, you know?
I don't know.
In fact, some people are not even sure that they're going to get paid tomorrow for jobs that they've been doing for the last 5 weeks or so. Just saying, you know. And maybe they're going to get this, maybe that, maybe something more, you know. Who knows? But one thing is for sure, we all will die. And in today's news, a sister from Pakistan died. 29 years old. And she was somewhat famous because she enjoyed cooking. And she was one of the fans on one of the cooking shows, and she had won a prize, I think last year. A good prize, a good position. I think her name was Fatima Ali, I think. Is that right? And she passed away today. 29 years old. Now I read the details behind it. They said she had cancer. And about a year ago they thought it was whipped and she was in the clear and the doctors told her, good to go, you're all right. And then it came back and she said with a vengeance. Came back with a vengeance and made it real bad for her. So look at this. When she first found out she had the cancer, who would know? 25, 26 years old, and all of a sudden you got cancer and they're telling you you're going to die. But then they're telling you, no, you're going to live. We beat it. And then they're like, uh-oh. No. And they told her a year ago she had a year left to live. Now, that was the only time they were right. The reason I bring this up, by the way, we should make dua for her and ask Allah to forgive any mistakes and let her go to Jannah. Ameen. Well, the reason I bring it up is because what about the rest of us? Some of us are not 29 years old or 25 or even 20 yet. But it doesn't mean anything. Because anybody can die in the next few minutes. Not just die tomorrow, die anytime. Is that right? And some of us are older than 29. We won't dwell on that topic for a while. Just let it slide.
Slightly.
Come on, boys. Move forward. Anyhow. It was on the occasion of a discussion, something like this, when Prophet ﷺ, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he turned around. He had been praying, you know, and everybody following him in the prayer. And then after the prayer, he turned and he was talking to his companions, which was his custom. And Abu Bakr is the one who, radiallahu anhu, mentioned about this. We don't know if we're going to live from now until the next prayer. I think it was like Dhuhr to Asr, but it doesn't matter. He said, I don't know if I'll live from now until the next prayer. And Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said, you're extravagant. I don't know if I will live from this taslim, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, to this taslim. From the time it takes you to just say Assalamu alaikum. Imagine. Who knows? Because I want everybody in the room here, and if you're at home listening to me right now, do this. Take a deep breath. Deep breath. And now let it out. That was fun. That's easy. Do you know that this is something you have to do every day? You have to take breath in and let it out. Taking that breath in is what's going to keep you alive, and letting it back out is part of the same thing. Because what you take in is oxygen, but what you let out is called carbon dioxide. It's Good thing it's not carbon monoxide. That wouldn't smell very good in the house, would it? So, we don't know how much time we have left. It could be any second. Now, I want you, while you're thinking about this, I'm hoping that I put you in the frame of mind that you're realizing how precious every moment is. Now I want you to consider this. A small child, maybe 5 years old, suddenly they're in their house with their parents. Okay. Suddenly there's like a real loud noise. You're 5 years old, you don't know anything about these things. You just hear a real loud noise, and now the house that you've been living in since you were born is falling down around you. Big pieces of metal, steel, cement, concrete, just falling. And you see the people that you know suddenly broken up in pieces, blood everywhere. And you realize that your father is not talking, he's just staring, not moving. Your mother, your sisters, people, your auntie, they're laying there. Nobody's talking. The lights are out. You're all alone. Then somebody comes later, maybe you've been there for 2 or 3 days. Somebody comes and grabs you up. Maybe you don't even understand what they're saying, and they're taking you somewhere. And you find yourself now in a camp someplace, in a tent, in a, you know. I'm trying to give you the sense of what's going on, because we're sitting here comfortable. Even though it's freezing cold outside, it's still warm in here. But that's not the case in some of these tents. That's not the case in places like Turkey, on the border with Syria, and so many of the refugees who are there right now. And just maybe a few weeks ago, months ago, they were just as normal a family as any of the rest of us. What happened? The child doesn't understand. They know some things, of course. They know they're sad, they know they're cold, they know they're hungry, but that's about it. And now I want you to think about this. Over time, some people come to visit the camp. Some people are coming in there and they're telling you this, telling you that, and they're bringing you food. They're bringing you clothes, maybe even some entertainment, and suddenly you feel like you're attached to these people. Now they want to tell you about their culture, their tradition, and their way of life. Regardless of what you knew in the past, this becomes your new way of life. Are you following what I'm saying now? I was surprised when I heard some Muslims talking about this subject here in America. When they read that, oh, there were some groups going in there and taking care of these refugees, they said, well, okay, then we don't have to. We don't have to. We don't need to do that. Somebody else will take care of that. But these people aren't necessarily from the same cultural tradition and understanding that we have. How would it be if that was your child? How would it be if it was you? And that's why we came, to raise awareness of the situation. Now, whether you're at home or here, there is something you can do tonight. And I want you to start with that, which is to pray. And don't start your prayer by asking for the refugees and the orphans. No. I want you to ask for something even bigger than that first. Ask Allah to wake us up to the reality of what we're seeing and doing nothing about. As we sit here, enjoying the comforts of this life, totally heedless. What's heedless in Arabic?
غفلة.
Ghafla.
Don't care.
Totally ghafla. Heedless. Not paying attention whatsoever to this condition. So we need to start with the dua for ourselves. Allah wake us up. Allah put us in the Surat al-Mustaqim on the straight path and get us waking up. And then maybe asking to accept our dua because we just woke up. Now make dua for them. And with that, we're going to take this short break and we're going to be right back. So don't anybody move. Don't go away. Stay there and stay guided with Guidance TV. Yeah, we need to take this short break for the adhan. Okay, let's do it this way.
Then we'll pray at 7, is it okay?
What's the other one?
We pray?
No,
7 o'clock.
7:30.
7:30, no problem.
Yeah, we're okay.
We'll go up until
Where's
7.
the other mic?
Just use the same one, you just use it right now.
I don't want to break this all up. Oh, okay, here.
Why was it?
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
71777.
Yes.
Can you put it up? Where do you want it? So,
20 seconds.
okay, so you have it ready to run. Or you gotta get it ready.
Yeah, it just takes me 2 seconds.
Okay. Well, then I won't start with that. I'll give you some.
We have 30 minutes to the end of the 5, 4, 3, 2.
In Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we've been talking on the subject of refugees in general, and specifically orphans. I wanted to be even more crystal clear that we're talking about in Turkey right now, on the border of Turkey and Syria. There are so many, and I've been told hundreds of thousands of people who have been displaced, who are there right now, and it is not any warmer there than it is right here. And we've got blankets and heaters and, you know, and they don't. I want to tell you about something that I saw. I haven't been there yet. We've been talking about going over there, but right now I can't stop our programs to go. But I've seen pictures and videos. And imagine it's something as simple as just going to the bathroom. We all have to do that. It's a complicated matter. When you can't even find a place to relieve yourself, and even when you do, there's no shading or protection, and you have ladies, women trying to go do the very necessary thing of life. And how do you imagine somebody feels, regardless of their religion or faith or anything else, how do you think they feel when they find themselves in such a condition as this? I've been in a lot of prisons as a prison chaplain. And in the prisons, I've seen a lot better conditions than I've ever seen in these refugee camps. For one thing, they have bathrooms and running water. Inmates will complain about it, but they've never been out there in that kind of condition, or they probably wouldn't. In addition to that, just think how difficult it is when you want a drink of water. You say, well, that's no big deal. You can get a drink of water. Yeah, where? When most of the water that's running is running on the ground from what we just talked about. So, the combination of not having food or fresh water or bathrooms, and then the smell all around you, and living in that kind of a condition day and night, not even knowing what's going to happen to you next. That's a very, and what I'm trying to drive at is the insecurity that anybody would feel. We would all feel that. How about a child? Here's what happens. I'm going to share this with you now to see how critical it is for believers to join together in these critical times. There are people on this planet who don't really care at all about human life, except their own. Except their own. These folks that I'm talking to you about right now, I'm not saying all atheists are that way. In fact, I know some atheists are not that way. But when somebody tells you, well, we've got too many people in the world, so it's okay, you know, like culling the herd, they call it. When you have too many kinds of rodents, or too many kinds of deer, or too many kinds of ducks or something, you've got all these sheep, wild sheep in the way, we just need to get rid of them. But when you're talking about human beings, that it's okay to just wipe them out? Some people have that attitude whenever we're talking about wars that go on in the world. 400,000 children died in Iraq. Anybody remember that? And when they asked the Secretary of State about that, remember what the reply was? It was worth it. 400,000 little children died. And the response from the Secretary of State, it was worth it. And this is a woman who said it. So there are people who, when we say, can you put a price on human life? And I will say they're priceless. And others will say they're worthless. So how does a child deal with this as they're growing up in that kind of condition? How will they deal with that? Now somebody comes to them and starts telling them, you know why you have this problem? And then they start insulting Islam, insulting the Quran, and insulting our Prophet ﷺ. You know what this is? This is a formula for kufr. This is the exact, simple formula for kufr. Now, you might not think it's organized, but I'm telling you for sure there's no doubt since the beginning, since before Adam alayhi salam, there has been this one who is the natural enemy of every single human on the planet, Shaitan. And Allah tells you that in the Quran, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu udkhulu fi sawmi kafatan. All you who believe, come into Islam perfectly, but don't follow the footsteps of the Shaitan. Verily, he is a sworn enemy to you. What are the footsteps of the Shaitan? What are his footsteps? Do you know what Allah is talking about? It's not talking about putting a pair of Nikes on and going out here and following somebody else's footprints in the sand. Although we don't want to do that either. We're talking about the character and the things that he did. The stories that we hear from Israeliyat and other places are that he was at one time raised up with angels because he had fought against other jinn, was reinforced with angels, killed off all the bad ones. Then he was raised up with malaika, with angels. Amazing, huh? And he was able to pray alongside of them. When did they pray? Exactly when the sun was on the two horizons and when it's straight up above. The exact same times we are forbidden to do the salah. And he thought, hey, you know what? I'm playing beside angels. All right, I'm pretty good. Right? But then Allah created Adam. And Allah said, this is the best of my creation. The best of my creation. And as such, I want everybody to bow down. And he's telling the malaika, he ordered them, bow down. And they did. Angels have no choice in the matter. They always obey Allah, no matter what. And they bowed down. Illa Iblis. That's where it says it in the Quran. It gives the impression, for some people, especially when you read it in the Israeliyat, that you think that he was a fallen angel. But he wasn't. Because angels don't ever fall out of the grace of Allah. Because they have no willpower, no choice power, nothing. They just do what they're told. But he was a jinn. He had choices just like you and I do. And that's the first comparison I'm making with you and I to the Shaitan. He has choices, and we have choices. Be careful. Allah brought you here tonight for a reason. He brought me here tonight for a reason. Abu Hafsa for a reason. Sheikh Muhammad for a reason. All of us are here because Allah wants us to be here. Allah wants us to think about Him. Allah wants us to make the salah. By the way, one of the problems that we do have worldwide with all of our children is the absence of understanding what they're reciting from the Quran. So many of our children today reciting, memorizing the Quran, but can't even tell you what's lakum dinakum waliya din. I know that because the first year I was Muslim, there were 2 Hafiz of Quran that came from Toronto, by the way.
I wasn't Muslim then.
You weren't Muslim, don't blame it on you. All right. And while we were standing around outside, I was asking them some questions. You Muslim, we ask tens of thousands of questions. And I just ask them, what does lakum dinakum waliyadin, what does it mean? I had read the translations, but I want to understand it more. I was shocked when neither one of them had a clue what does it mean. They said, we just memorize it. We're not supposed to explain anything. I said, well, do you know? No, but, you know, we can recite the whole Quran.
We still got people like that.
We still have people like that?
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I've seen on nowadays, that was almost 30 years ago, but nowadays I've seen on YouTube videos of a bird that they train. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Probably want a cracker. And everybody's excited. It gets 17 million hits or something like that for people watching it saying, look, a bird can do this. And you're like, the bird's making sounds. He has no clue. He's just getting treats and he likes it. He's got attention. He doesn't care. He doesn't know that these are even words.
Well, we should be upset. Because if a bird
can do that, how come we're so, like, not existent in doing it?
That's a good point.
I felt bad when the bird did. I was like, I should.
If a bird can do something like that, then why is it that we can't seem to get it right?
I would feel bad if
it would feel bad. You're right.
Be shown up by a bird.
A bird, yeah. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah. So this is a very serious condition that we find ourselves in today. And by waking ourselves up and asking Allah, put us on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. You see, there is something else to consider too. We consider ourselves better off than other people in some ways. Well, I'm here in my place, in my town, in my place, in my house, in my job. I'm okay. So I'm better off than those people out there. I mean, they got a hard way to go. I'll make dua for them later. But, you know, alhamdulillah for everything. Right? Right? Alhamdulillah. Wait a minute. I'm going to show you something. I want you to think about this. I was in Mandera, Kenya in 2009. That's 10 years ago. And we were working on the Water for Life project to put water in, get water out of the boreholes over there. And we hooked it up, and we did it, and it was amazing. The previous Ramadan, we had raised enough to put in 7 wells. So when I got there to check on it, by the way, I love all Muslims. I trust all Muslims. But when it comes to money, I like to look over their shoulder and see what they're doing, okay? That's why I'm sitting here right now. I want to know where's my money going, what it's doing. I know you're not supposed to do like that. Don't be suspicious, but, you know, in case you are suspicious, just ask me. I'll tell you what's going on, all right? So I went over there and looked over the shoulder of the brothers doing that for Islamic Relief. And we spent 10 days dodging. I didn't know what we were doing because we had military in front of us and military behind us, and everywhere we went, they were taking strange roads and all. It wasn't until we were coming back that they told me we were trying to dodge the, what did they call those pirates? The young ones. Yeah. How do you say young ones in Arabic? Oh, the young people. Okay. That's who we were trying to dodge. I didn't know that. I would have probably been a lot more cooperative with them.
I never heard of them.
The Shabab. Yeah, young people. But the problem, really as bad as that was not the real problem. The real problem for me was how much I was looking at something and didn't understand what I was looking at. I was looking at water wells. I was looking at results. I want to get more results. We had promised 7 wells. When I got over there, I found that we already had 8 and 2 more coming. That's 9. I was excited. I was thinking, hey, this is called success, right? But after those 10 days, I wanted to get one final shot. And the sun was about to go Maghrib, and I said, oh, you know, get me over to this village where we were earlier. There was a lady that I had met her a few days before, And we were not too far from her village, and I liked her story, but we didn't get it on tape. And I wanted her to talk about her 10 children that she watched 5 of them die in front of her eyes because lack of water. And she asked the question to me, Sheikh, do you think Allah will accept our Ramadan, but we have no water to break the fast? I said, this is perfect. I want to get this lady on there because she's really going to, you know. So we got there and the sun's starting to go down. I said, boy, this is so perfect because it really gives you that feeling, you know, when you're watching the video. And so I said to the translator, ask her, how is this going to be whenever you've got so much water that you can brush your teeth finally? You can break your fast finally. You can wash your hair. Ladies love to wash their hair. You didn't know that? They love to wash their hair. You can wash your hair. Wash your clothes. Take a bath. For crying out loud, some of these people hadn't even been able to take a bath in over a year. Brother, please, please. We're on television. Thank you. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair. Alhamdulillah. Didn't want to have him walking backward in front. Yeah. Jazakallah khair. Anyway, so in front of Allah, imagine how we're going to feel when He starts asking us questions about this. Because here's what happened. I asked the translator to ask this lady, because I want to get her response, her look on her face as we're putting it up on the screen later. How's it going to be when you're able to get this water and wash your hair and brush your teeth and all the things that you can do? Children will be running and playing in the water, and the animals will be running through it, and it'll be great. You know, yeah. Tell us how it's going to be. Translator said, she said it would be bad. She's afraid it would be bad. I said, what? What did you tell her? He said, oh, well, that's what she said. I said, okay, let's do it again. One more time. How is it going to be when you have enough water, brush your teeth, break your fast, and wash your hair, wash your clothes, take care of the animals, the children, everybody going to have water? What about this? And she said the same thing again. I think it would be bad. I said, okay, now I have to ask, why? Why did she say this? Why? She said, I'm afraid we'll forget Allah. I said, this lady just became Sheikhana for me. She became our Sheikh. I learned more from this one lady in a few minutes than I'd ever learned from anybody else. She was living that life. And yet, she said, I don't want to become like what? I don't want to forget Allah. And in what we're doing every day, we run that risk. We're forgetting Allah. So, you don't forget Allah. We're going to be right back. We've got to take a break. And insha'Allah ta'ala, we'll have more for you on this. Stay there and stay guided.
30 seconds. I'll have to close it out.
All right. 30 seconds, what?
30 seconds, and we come back. 12 minutes. Have them close it out.
You mean we're off for 30 seconds?
We're off right now, 30 seconds.
Okay.
I'll have to close it out.
Okay.
So come back.
You're going to come back with him on?
Come back with you and then flip it over and have
Let him just take it.
Go ahead.
Just
5, 4, 3,
just say
2.
We're back.
We are back. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wake up, everybody, everywhere. We're not done, but we're almost done, inshallah ta'ala. I wanted to talk to you a little bit quickly. There was a brother who came up, our brother Shahid. Jazallah khair, Allah alayk. He read Al-Hakum al-Takathur, didn't he, earlier, before we went on the air. Al-Hakum al-Takathur hatta zurtum al-maqabir. I want you to do something with me, inshallah. And I want you to picture yourself at a warehouse. How much time do you have to close out?
9 minutes.
Good. This should do it. In this warehouse, they gave you a pass. A special pass at this warehouse. You could take anything you want out of this warehouse. And it has everything that you like. Whatever it is that you like, brothers and sisters. Your favorite phones, your favorite video games, your favorite toys, your favorite whatever it is, you have a shopping cart and you have a pass to take anything that you want. Are you in? You are? Everything's in, huh? Cars include everything. It's a warehouse full of whatever. It's a warehouse full of whatever. Take whatever you want. You're in, right?
Sounds good.
Masha, great. You got 2 minutes though.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Oh man, I can't even get it started.
I can. I'd run through. I'll just get my wife to do it. 2 minutes. My wife can fill a shopping cart in 20 seconds. Gone in 60 seconds, she got 40 left over. 2 minutes. Allah bless you, Samaya. You better be watching. 2 minutes. Easy. No problem. I'm in. Y'all still in? There's another catch though. There's going to be some paintings that are hung up on the walls of this warehouse. You're not allowed to look at them.
Huh?
You're not allowed to look at the paintings. I don't care. I can't see. I'm still in. Y'all still in?
Yes.
Don't look at the paintings. You got 2 minutes. Your time starts right now. Problem is that we are the children of Adam. You tell us not to do something.
We do it.
We do it.
Oh.
You know that issue with the tree some time ago? Well, I said, don't go near the tree. Hey, where's that? What tree? I don't know. So the first thing we do, start looking at those paintings because you think that's where the real good stuff is, right? That's where the gold is. You look at the first painting and it is the most beautiful plate of food you've ever seen in your life. All the maklubas, biryanis, all the couscous and all the bajamal and all that habba fo, habba taht, all that good stuff. Hey, you look at this food and you just amazed by this food. So, wow, I never seen nothing like this in my life. You stare at that and you get hungry. And you think that's where the good stuff is in the next painting. The next painting is the most beautiful car you've ever seen in your life. You're looking at the car and it has all the 22-inch rims on it. Y'all still do spinners out here? You know, I go to Cali. I love this is my favorite part to California because they like the Lolo out there. They like the lowrider in California. 3-wheel motion, suspension, ground effects. My goodness. The best car you ever seen in your life, Sheikh. Can you imagine that? Mine would have to drive itself. Your self-driving car. Better than the Tesla, right? Drive by itself.
Tesla. Ooh.
The nice, beautiful car. And you're admiring this car. You're admiring all the art that's on the windows and everything. Wow.
You're hurting me.
Mm-hmm.
You know my driver's license expired.
Yeah, mine too. Ain't that sad? Won't let me drive. That's messed up, brother. But that's not where the gold is. So you look at the third painting, and the third painting is the most beautiful house you've ever seen in your life. It's tough, right? It's big for even Stamford, Connecticut up here, man. Big mansion. The McMansion up here. Y'all been to
McMansion?
Yeah, it's a Stamford. So you're looking at all the art and all the brickwork on the outside the house. MashaAllah. The best house you've ever seen in your life. Someone comes, taps your shoulder and says, hey, time's up. 2 minutes is finished.
Oh, man.
You get mad because you ain't took nothing. You tell them that. Brother, I didn't take anything. You said, oh, you looked at the paintings, huh? This dunya is one big warehouse. You have a shopping cart. You have a limited amount of time to collect as much hasanat as you can. But there are some distractions in the form of painting that you shouldn't be focused on while you're here. Because you could look at someone else's idea of success if you want to, or you can listen to the one who created success. You could focus on someone else's imagery by looking at their paintings of the best food, which you can't eat that, by the way, because it's a painting, it's not real. The best car that you can't drive because it's a painting. Or the best house that you can't live in because it's a painting. Or you could run through this dunya with your book of deeds, aka your shopping cart, and you could collect as much ajr, as much barakah, and as much hasanat as you possibly can. Because there's going to be a time when someone will not tap your shoulder, but he will take your soul. He will tell you, Brother Abu Hafsa, your time is up. I don't want an empty shopping cart. Sheikh Yusuf doesn't want an empty shopping cart. Hey, none of y'all in here want an empty shopping cart. So I'm telling you, tonight is a golden opportunity to help some little people for the sake of Allah. Please do not get caught looking at the paintings. Jazakumullahu kullu khayran. ذلك ما عندي وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
Jazakallah khair. That's the first time I went in that warehouse with you, and I don't want to go back there again. You scared me on that one.
Well, that's the point.
Everybody got the point on that one, right?
Yup.
Did you make that up?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you
I
got
heard it
it.
in Australia.
Oh, you heard it in
Abu
Australia.
Ahmed from Australia told me.
Oh, okay. So what we want to do right now is to tell you about. Yeah, what we want to do is tell everybody how they can at home do something. And everybody here, if you pull out your phones, I'll tell you something you can do real quick. And this is not a suggestion, I'm telling you to do it. There you go. You get the idea. Pull out the phone and get ready to send a text message to me. Everybody got a phone. Why are you sitting there? Evidently, everybody speaks English, huh? Okay, pull out the phone. All right. Now, I want you to send me a text message real quick. I have a special number for this project. This is a text message where you send a word to a number and it will send you a link back. It's very simple. The phone number is 71777. That's as simple as that. 71777. That's the phone number, and the message is M for mercy, W without, O for the out part of it, and then limits L. M, W, O, L. That's all you got to do is send those 4 letters to 71777. Who's the first one that did it? Who's the first one that did it? You already got it? 1, 2, 3, 4. The sisters 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Now click the link. It will send you a link back. So click that link and go and see. This is some of the videos that you'll be able to see about this project. And briefly, just real briefly, we're going to talk about it more in depth here after we go off the air. But just so you'll know that we have some wonderful things that you'll be involved in helping these children and knowing them, and they'll know you. And there will be a connection. You will, inshallah, feel the beauty of what you're doing, and they will feel like somebody does care about them. So we'll be talking about that. Act on what you just did. Click the link. Do what you can do. Insha'Allah ta'ala. And for all of you at home, we're going to just mention this, that you just keep watching. We've got more programs throughout the week, and we'll keep you posted about that. So stay tuned, stay guided with Guidance TV. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All right, now what we want to do is to bring Muhammad Hassan up here to briefly tell you a little bit. he doesn't take very long. You just get to the point real quick and make it easy for you to get your own sponsorship of some of these orphans. Some of you are going to want to sponsor 3 or 4, maybe 10, I don't know. But when you see how easy it is and what is involved, I think you're going to love it as much as I do.
I'm gonna bring it back online. Just as like a fundraiser, so that people can donate from it. I'm gonna leave the banner up. I'm gonna leave the banner up, and then you guys just keep it.
Okay.
I want to view the program tomorrow.
So, you're recording though. You're not broadcasting?
I'm broadcasting.
Oh, you're broadcasting.
Just not recording.
But not recording.
Yes. I'm not going to use this part. I'm going to use the
Oh,
program.
I got you. Can you step over here in front of your sign?
There, have you step over there, you open.
Huh?
You open.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to over here. Ready?
But his stuff is over there.
I can get it to him. Don't worry. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. This is what it looks like for all the folks here. And I'm going to turn it over now to Muhammad Hassan and let him basically tell you how it breaks down. It is a simple thing to do, and anybody wants to get involved in this, you have to actually let us know, because he's not going to waste these and throw them out in the parking lot and stuff. Like, you know, sometimes that happens. We're not into that. So without any further dragging it out, I want Muhammad Hassan to take the other mic and talk to us about it.
أحمد الله حمد عباده الذاكرين الشاكرين وأصلي وأسلم على خير المرسلين اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه التابعين تابعي التابعين بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. اللهم اجعل تجمعنا هذا تجمعا مرحوما واجعل تفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تجعل فينا أو غائب عنا شقيا أو محروما. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I have the honor to stand before you tonight on behalf of an organization called Mercy Without Limits, or Rahma Bila Hudud. This organization has only one mission. شعار هذه المؤسسة تفريغ الكرب. The slogan of this organization is to ease the difficulties of the believers around the world. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Mercy Without Limits has 8 offices around the world. We have one in Turkey, one in Syria, one in Jordan, one in Iraq, one in Ghana, one in Bangladesh, one in Lebanon, and one in Sierra Leone. We have many programs, many programs, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, but we focus only on one program, which is orphans, children. Those children that they're supposed to grow with shelter, with safety, with education. Those children that they found themselves in the middle of the conflict and they don't know why they are there. Those children that they found themselves, they are orphans and they don't know why they became orphans. Subhanallah. Some of them, they don't know how to read or write. Some of them, they don't know how sitting in a classroom in a school looks like. Subhanallah. And some of them, they do not even know how to read Al-Fatiha. Subhanallah. Those children, those orphans, they have seen more death than life. That's why we are here tonight, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. Subhanallah, to sponsor only one orphan, $60 a month for 12 months. In this life, what can you do with $60? Maybe you can fill your car with gas. Maybe you can buy some groceries, right? But what are you going to get when you spend $60 to sponsor one orphan? Inshallah Rabbil Alameen. Number 1, you get the mercy, rahmah, maghfirah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 2, inshallah, you're going to be the companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in Al-Jannah, as he said, أنا وكافل اليتيم كهاتين. The one who sponsored the yatim will be my companion in Al-Jannah. Subhanallah Rabbil Alameen. Number 3, that you're going to get something like that, like the Sheikh Yusuf is showing right now. A report telling you who is the kid that you have sponsored. If you want to sponsor a boy or a girl, or you sponsor a yatim, an orphan from certain country, we can do that. And not just that, we'll facilitate for you. If you are traveling to one of these countries that we have offices over there, we'll facilitate for you to meet your own sponsored yatim. If you cannot, we can still facilitate for you to be in touch with him or her through a phone call or through Skype. So tonight, we don't want to waste this opportunity, inshallah, because we don't know whether we're going to be here next week or not, or next Ramadan or not, or actually, you know what, we don't know whether we're going to be tomorrow here for the Fajr prayer or not. So is there any brother or sister, inshallah, willing to sponsor 3 yatims, inshallah, 3 yatims, inshallah, bismillah, that's $180 a month for 12 months, inshallah, bismillah. Do we have any Kareem, inshallah, bismillah, anyone, bismillah, 3 yatims, subhanallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, al-Malik al-Quddus, al-Salam, al-Mu'min, al-Muhaymin, al-Aziz, al-Jabbar, al-Mutakabbir. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never force you to enter al-Jannah, no. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to make this choice, subhanallah. Anyone, inshallah, we'll make it easy, inshallah. 2 yatims, inshallah, 2 orphans, that's $100 a month, inshallah, for 12 months. Do we have one? Bismillah. Do we have one? Make the intention, and inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open the door for you. Bismillah. Wallah, you're going to see the barakah in your health, your wealth, your children, inshallah. Bismillah. Do we have anyone? Tayyib khair, inshallah, Rabbil Alameen. I don't want to take much of your time. Just we'll start with 1 yatim, then we will go. Okay. I'm holding on. Okay.
Young whippersnapper. Assalamu alaikum. Our Sheikh is talking very fast because he wants to do salah just like many of us do. But I'm looking at these names. These are all different. This is not just something run off on memory grab. Here is Maryam Sohed Hal, and this is her name, and she was born December the 2nd, 2014. Means that she's now like, what, 4 years old? Only her mother's still living. And the cause of death is listed right here on it. War. The mother has no job. And I just want to know who would like to sponsor this young girl and be the mentor really for her in her life. This is Miriam. You want to help Miriam? Okay. So give him this right here, please. I want him to see her. This is Mahmoud. Now Mahmoud, he was born in 2013, which would make him about 5 years old now. The picture was a little bit younger than that, but he was 5 last year. Mahmoud Mansour. His father is, his father is gone, and they have nothing, 0. They're refugees in the camp. Who would like to take on Mahmoud? Okay. Our brother right back there by the post. That's Mahmoud. We have Muhammad Ahmed Al-Ali. His mother's name, she's still living, is Rosa Sharif Al-Ali from Halab. Yes, all of these are probably from Syria, you know that. And again, cause of death, war. House has been bombed. This is, who would like to sponsor Muhammad? Okay. Our brother right back over here. Yes. If anybody would like to help us do this, come help us. If you will take this back to the sisters, please. And then if any of the sisters want to help, let me give you a couple more. Just give it to them and then bring it back after they fill it out and take some cans with you.
Each of the papers, when somebody raises their hand,
okay.
take a paper.
They need to take this. This is all you take. Leave these here for me. But you take those, all right? And you take these. Alright, and you take these, and now you go to somebody who you think will help us out and just show them this and let them fill it out. Okay. Take it to whoever you think will fill it out. Alright? And let them fill it out. Now, we have another boy, his name is Muhammad. Now he's 9 years old. This is Muhammad Ahmed Fayez Al-Atal. And again from Syria. Father has passed away. Again because of the war. And they're in refugee camp. This 9-year-old boy, if you see his face, it's not very good for a photograph, but if you see his face, it's so cute. Who would like to help this boy? And you're going to be in Jannah, inshallah, with the Prophet ﷺ because you're helping this boy, so it's really more for your benefit even than his, but he'll get a benefit from this. Who would like to sponsor this boy?
One in the back.
Right there. All right. I'm going to turn these over as I find somebody's from the back.
No, he's got one. He's got one. Hand it to him.
No? Oh,
And
here.
Muhammad. No, Muhammad. And Muhammad's face.
Yeah. No, just keep those here. Yeah, keep these here. Because here is another Muhammad Ahmed Atro. Place of birth, Halab. And by the way, Halab is we call Aleppo, you know, in English. Well, this boy is born in 2005, so he is about 13 now. He really needs somebody to step up and help this boy out. Who would like to sponsor this boy? Muhammad. You know how much it is? If you just take one, if you only want to sponsor just one, it's only $2 a day. You can't even buy coffee for that, by the way.
Right over here.
Yes, brother. All right. Malik Muhammad Yaz. Malik Muhammad Yaz. No, on this. This is what you take. Okay? Yeah, that's all you need. This part we're going to keep here until we get it all settled up. Malik, actually this is a girl. Malik Muhammad Yaz. She was born in 2015, which means 4 years old? 3 years old. She hadn't even had her birthday yet. She's 3 years old. Just as cute as she can be. She really needs somebody to take care of her. You want to take care of her? Put your hand up so they'll know. Alright. There you go. Take it to that boy behind you. There you go. Alright. We have Lynn Aysam Suleiman, another little girl. Okay, 5 years old. This one is 5 years old. Sweetheart, a little sweetheart. See a little, what they call pigtails? Only haram. Can't have pigs. But they're cute little pigtails. She's only 5 years old. Who would like to sponsor this sweetheart? Little sweetheart. For $2 a day. It's not like it's going to strain you at all, actually. If you want one, okay. Thank you, brother. This little guy, I don't know what was happening when they took the picture. but you look at his face, this little sweetheart right here, he just looks like, why am I here? What happened? What did I do? I don't know if you can see it from where you are, but this little face right here will just break your heart. It's like, what did I do wrong? I had a daddy, and now he's gone. Who will help Mahmoud Asam Bahur? Who will be responsible for this little guy? My wife and I have already signed up, I think, for 4 or 5. So, where's Chef at? Oh, yeah, he's busy. So, who would like to do that? Those of you at home, I wanted to encourage you guys to just dial that phone number I told you about, 71777, and send out the word like it's a word. 4 letters. MWOL. Mercy without limits. MWOL. Send that to 71777. You'll see the videos there that they've taken, and actually you're going to see some of the success. We didn't put all the stuff in there and make you feel like, oh no, you know, because there is success in this. Right now we've had, I think, about 800 signed up all total. Where's Muhammad? We've had quite a few already signed up, but there's thousands more that need it. And this is why we want to keep pushing for this. This little sweetheart here, though, you look at his face and you can just see, like, it really looks like he's saying, what did I do? What happened? Sweetheart, little sweetheart. We have another Muhammad Ahmed Hamoud. Again, as a result of the war there in Syria and what's happened, he's in the refugee camp with his mom. And really, this little guy was born in January. So he's already had his birthday this year. So he's 5 years old now because he was born in 2014. Little sweetheart. Who would like to sponsor him? Who would like to be responsible for this little guy? Sisters, you want this guy? Oh, you're going to make him happy. You're going to make this guy happy. Oh, he's a cutie too. He's got both arms behind his back like, I'm tough, I can make it. 5 years old. Oh. This one, I'm going to show you. I had a hard time looking at this one. I'll tell you why. This is Muhammad Hassan Masini. Masini, I think it is. And the reason I had trouble at that because he's crying. You can see him crying in here, sobbing. His name is Muhammad. He's got really curly hair. Born in Halab. Oh my goodness. He's only 3 years old. He's only three and a half right now. 3.5. Who wants to put an end to his tears? See this guy? Maybe he just didn't want to have his picture taken. I don't know, but he's sure crying. 3 years old. You want to take responsibility for this little guy? Okay. By the way, I never did it this way before, and it's tearing me up. I'm just wishing I could do more. Muhammad Abdulaziz Sheikh Musa. His name is Muhammad Abdulaziz Sheikh Musa, and born in January. January 1 usually means they didn't have a record of it. Do you know that? Whenever you see January 1, that means they didn't really have a record and they had to fill in the blanks. I learned that a long time ago when I was at Blackman Air Force Base. Everybody was born January 1st. Biggest birthday parties in the world, but nobody celebrated them because they're Muslim. Subhanallah. Anyway, in 2006, so what would that be? 13? Yeah, 13 years old. 13. This little boy is 13. He needs direction. He needs somebody to be in touch with him and let him know somebody is Muslim who cares about you and is taking care of you and will be in touch. I want you guys to follow up with what Muhammad said, by the way. When he calls you and says we're going to have a Skype hookup, I don't care if you have to quit your job, get out there and hook up with that kid and talk to them and let them know somebody here cares, because it'll make all the world of difference to them. I know that when I used to go to the juvenile wards and these kids hadn't seen their parents in 6 months, 3 months, or whatever it was, they get ready for that trip for the mom or dad to come and see them for days, maybe even weeks ahead of time, thinking about it, and talking about it, getting excited. And then if the parent doesn't show up, you don't have any idea how that kid is fighting back the tears, because he doesn't want the other people to see him cry. But he's just at the point of breaking down and melting like a candle on a hot day, man. Seriously. Muhammad Abdulaziz Sheikh Musa, that's his name. 13 years old. Who wants to help this guy? Who will step up and say, you know what, I want to help? Who wants to do that? If you're sitting there at home, I'm telling you, this is a great opportunity for you. A lot of people are ready to help the little cuties, but what about the guys that are teenagers that are on the brink of going out into the world and making some major decisions? And you all know what's the biggest major decision all of us have to make. I don't want him to make the wrong decision. Who is going to step up and take care of this guy? Who's going to do it? Last chance. Sisters? Anybody? I'm going to make a phone call. You can, by the way, make a phone call right now, guys. You can make a phone call and call somebody and tell them about this, and then you'll get the same reward that they get, but you'll be helping the child and the person at the same time. The person you call will be getting a benefit, and Wa alaikum salam rahmatullahi barakatuh. Are you watching this on TV right now? Are you watching this on TV right now? Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Let me tell you what I got here. There's a boy, he is 13 years old, and he's in refugee camp. His name is Muhammad Abdulaziz Sheikh Musa. That's his name. And for whatever reason, we don't have anybody here who wants to sponsor him. Do you want to sponsor this guy for $2 a day? Okay. So I'll put you down for it. Okay. And tell everybody big salam for me, okay? Okay. Oh, okay. Ask them if they're interested to help. I have another one, it's a little boy. That's this one is named Mahmoud Khalid Mohammed Khalid. Khalid Mohammed Khalid. 20,000. I can't read it. But anyway, they're from Syria. He was born in Aleppo, which is Halab. And his father died of natural causes. Probably the only one. Anyway, he's an orphan. He needs help. So let me know. You can call me back within the next 5 minutes or so. We can do something, okay? Perfect. Just let me know, inshallah. Okay. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. All right. Maybe we got one, but maybe we got two out of that. So that's all you got to do. Just call somebody up and tell them just like that. There's an orphan that needs somebody to sponsor for $2 a day. You want to do it? Yes or no? And it's not forever. You can just sign up for 6 months if you want to. $60 a month for 6 months or 12 months. It's on the thing. You can see it. My wife and I are now at, I think we're at 6. Alhamdulillah. That's good. Here is Amani Ayman Sheikh Deeb. The last name is Sheikh Deeb. Amani Ayman. This is a little girl. She was born, she's 7 years old now. This one is 7 years old. Anybody would like to sponsor this little one? We've only got a couple minutes left. Actually 2 minutes. I'm looking at it right now. So this is the end of the thing. If anybody wants to jump up and do this, thank you, brother. Did you have one of these yet? We can get it to you real quick. Ask him if there's this one. Six is May. 2 years old. This doesn't look right. Manar Mahmoud Al-Zit. July 2012 would be 6 years old. This guy's cute. They're all cute. That's going to be the last one we can do right now. Who will do this one? Who will be responsible? Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Okay, we got to wrap it up because it's time for Salah. And what I want to do, first of all, we need to sign off with all you guys at home. If you would like to help us with this project, just send these 4 letters. MWOL to 71777. If you'll do that right now, you can sign up and do $60 per month, and you'll be sponsoring one of these children. And we will send you the information on the child, and you'll be able to, I think you said every 3 months, Muhammad? Every 3 months? You'll be in touch with them. When are we going to go? Anytime? Is it warmer over there than it is here?
No.
No? Then I'll just stick here till it gets a little warmer. Alhamdulillah. We'll keep working on getting sponsorship, and then when we go over there, we'll be able to tell them that we have somebody that's going to help you. Oh, here's Aisha. Oh, I have a daughter named Aisha, by the way. And This one is only 3 years old from Damascus. This is Aisha from Damascus. She's 3 years old. Anybody want to jump up and grab this little gal? Help her out. Anybody? Somebody? Let's don't let Aisha be all by herself. Come on. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Here we go. Take this. To our brother over here. All right. For all of you at home, we're going to tell you big salam alaikum. And from me and from Abu Hafsa, from all of us here, let's hear it. Get guided with Guide Us TV. Come on, guys. You can do better than that. Get guided with Guide Us TV. I love the way you say that. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All right, now it's about time for us to make salah, so we're going to put all this away, and we're going to line up and just like if anybody need wudu, go get it quick. Inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
It goes perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told her.